Hey there, everybody. This is a Newport News Public School virtual learning lesson, Day 1, Spanish 2. Virtual learning lesson focusing on vocabulary. I'm going to go ahead and read the lesson aloud. You have a feature that is called Read Write that you can do as an extension, but sometimes students just want to hear their teacher's voice. Honestly, you're just opening up the document and working through, but honestly, if you also just wanted to hear my voice, voila, here I am. So you see date day 1. We're not actually doing specific dates because not every student has internet access and not every student has a device. Teachers, you see Ms. B. Taylor of Heritage High School and Mrs. W. Stuck of Denby High School. We're co-planning together to provide unity and support for both schools. Course Spanish 2 vocabulary list, just click right here. If you've lost your vocabulary list, if you didn't bring it home, here it is. The unit is Unit 4. We went on a trip. The topic, begin to learn vocabulary, modes of communication, just read and write new vocabulary words. So our learning target. By the end of today's lesson, I will be able to identify 10 vocabulary words in the target language as evidenced in the Google form I will complete. Engage. So kind of like the do now. As we begin our new unit, let's take today to focus on the vocabulary and theme. Answer the following questions. You may use English. Have you ever traveled? How did you get there? Your mode of transportation. What did you do while on vacation? If you have never taken a vacation, brainstorm where you would go, how you would get there, and what you will do. So I have traveled. When I was 16 years old, I had the opportunity to travel to Spain, and I spent 1 month there on a scholarship. And I traveled by plane from Virginia Beach to New York, and from New York to Malaga, and then from Malaga to Madrid. While I did, oh wow, I stayed with a family for a whole month in Spain, and they took me to museums and parks and adventures, and I got to go to clubs and went dancing and had picnics in parks and tried delicious food in restaurants and just had an amazing time. So that's a trip that I took. I used to travel all the time with my family. When my biological mother was alive, my family and I would go to West Winfield, New York to see my Bama. Bama was the name for grandmother on my side of the family. And then I lost my mother in the 2nd grade, and then later on my dad remarried, and I got a great stepmother. And then we used to travel all the time, especially at Thanksgiving, to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Dad would load us up in the car. Oh, about 2 o'clock 3 o'clock in the morning, and we'd all go in the station wagon and drive in the snow and the cold all the way to Pittsburgh. So that's my story. So tell me yours here. Go ahead and type it in. And if you want to leave me a voice recording, you know how to do that if you want to, but just type your answer in English. So explain. This is the where we teach you the information, and it says study the vocabulary below. Mrs. Taylor and I copied and pasted in a chunk of the vocabulary from your list, and here it is. We would like you to give this a try. If this is something you already did, great. Just type in the answers right now and you'll be fine. If you don't remember doing this, that's okay too. Just try. Just do your best. Evaluate, exit ticket. You're going to use the link below to complete the Google form. I don't want you to use your vocabulary list. I just want to see what you have learned. This way you're going to be able to identify the words you need to study. So back here, when you were studying, did you draw pictures and label them in Spanish? Did you write them? Did you write them in Spanish and then write them in English? Did you just write them in Spanish over and over? Did you practice saying them over and over? How did you study? Now, give this click a little try. So you're going to click right on that link, and it's going to take you to a Google form. And it says Spanish 2, Unit 4, Online Learning, Day 1, Vocabulary Memorization, Senora Stuck. It's just a vocabulary check. You're going to see which answers you got right and which you missed, and you may redo them until you get them all right. So you're going to go through, and you're going to pick which one is la maleta. You're going to pick which one are los viajeros, and so on. Just do your best. Okay, I just wanted to keep this lesson nice and short. Again, you do have read write. I believe it's an extension that you can add, and it'll read aloud to you, but of course, it doesn't switch between English and Spanish. All right, I love you. Make good choices. Do your best effort. See you later.